a Corona gets its lime. Every time you want a New York minute to slow down. And every time you can't think of a single thing you need, a Corona gets its lime.
Brazil and Argentina, two longtime rivals. But to this point, neither able to get the edge over the other. But there's still 45 minutes more to go. And you know, to that point, obviously, the travel is up there, making the trek to Saudi Arabia, especially for those that have made the trip from South America, but ending it in 90 minutes and also maybe sticking the dagger in regulation. Bill Shane, George DeMatteis mentioned some of those available. Lautaro Martinez and Gio Simeone, the point of the spear, but there are others. Franco Vasquez, who I guess for lack of a better word is Argentine again.
Yeah.
After a brief foray with Italy. Eduardo Salvio also available. He can play pretty much anywhere on that right. You have Freds, the Manchester United midfielder, and Malcolm, the Barcelona winger, both of whom are looking to prove their worth, and the promising young midfielder Wallace from Hanover. So plenty still to come as the second half about ready to get underway. And we are underway to start this second half. Does not appear as though either side made any changes. Alisson in goal. The Liverpool ex-Roma goalkeeper, fronted by Danilo, Marquinhos, Miranda, and Felipe Luis. Casemiro, Arthur, and Coutinho in the midfield. Jesus, Neymar, and Firmino up front. Jose Hernandez, Pablo Marinho on our Spanish language side. Just dancing in time, Danilo. Bill Shane, George DeMatteis with you. Chance here fighting through the challenge. Gabi Jesus double teamed and tries to force it through. Tagliafico. Such tight surroundings, did not have much of another option, but Tagliafico kept the legs closed and shut Brazil. Romero in goal, Sarabia, Otamendi, Petzela, and Tagliafico the back line. Natalia, Paredes, and Lo Celso the midfield. Dybala, Icardi, and Correa up front. Only caution to Zenit's Leandro Paredes in the first half. George, of the two sides, the fact that neither making a switch, does that surprise you on the nice touch from Lo Celso?
No, it doesn't surprise me at all. I think you have to let these squads and these talented players get about 10-15 more minutes to figure out what they want to do here. I'm sure Chichi and Lionel Scaloni have said, all right, we want you to make these changes. We want these tactical tweaks as well. So you have to give it time to play out in the second half. So I'm not surprised that there aren't any changes at halftime.
Well, it looks like that's about to change on the sideline. Sarabia getting set to get this back in play. Chipped across, smashed down with the trailing run. Lo Celso, good cross by Correa, when Lo Celso could not get all of it.
Yeah. This is Correa winning the ball. He can get around Miranda, get around Casemiro, and Icardi because of his run.
Neymar. Sarabia got there first, and Neymar clatters in. Bit of a message sent. Been a good match for Sarabia. Mentioned, have to only go back to last month against Guatemala for his only other appearance for Argentina. And that right back position is pretty much up for grabs. Gabriel Mercado has had it, but at 31 years of age, the Sevilla defender, who, by the way, scored the only goal back in June last season between these two down in Melbourne. But Mercado, kind of a stopgap. Ball across, headed up and over. Danilo back on defense.
Mercado better served as a center back than a right back.
And really mentioned earlier, on the bench right now for Argentina is Edu Salvio, who was actually called in as a right wing back when they tried three in the back at one time. So the Benfica winger having to do some defensive work, which he did well, but not naturally. Splitting Alisson, finds Casemiro. Long ball forward for Gabriel Jesus. No chance for Firmino.
And so Marcos Rojo, I figure, might be in the mix in terms of the defenders, especially out wide on the right. I know that might not be his natural position out wide on the right, but we've seen him play out there before.
Mauricio Bustos is here today as the potential backup. Of course, the former Dallas resident Ramiro Funes Mori now plying his trade at Villarreal after some time at Everton, could step into the back line along with the youngster and yet to debut Juan Foyth, the 20-year-old now with Spurs. So not just in the attack, another in the midfield is Santi Escasivar, the 21-year-old for Stuttgart, who many are calling the next Mascherano.
He can play and have the career Mascherano had. That midfield is locked down solid for a good 10-12 years.
Tangle in the midfield. Lo Celso seems to be in some pain. See that little divot. Meanwhile, Tagliafico rubbing some feeling back under the shin pad.
Tagliafico. Ooh, yeah, that's a tough clash there. Marquinhos and his teammate.
Take another look. And here Gabriel Jesus and Tagliafico very similar on the two challenges.
Well, that's got to be Jesus maybe getting a little bit of revenge on Tagliafico, because in the first half, Tagliafico was physical with him, chopped him up a couple of times.
Ball forward, cutting back, lifting it to the near post. Icardi trying to make something from nothing. He says it was deflected, and it looks like Argentina will get the corner.
Quick restart there by Argentina, and this is why Icardi can be so effective. You get him the service in the area, and he can either score a goal or at least win you a corner, and he did that there.
Player down inside the box, maybe tactical, but maybe not. Danilo seems to be in some pain. Eder is on the bench, the Porto right back. Looks like he would be the straight swap. They do have Alexandro available out on the left, who I would not be surprised to see. While Fabinho, now with Liverpool, more known as a midfielder, has spent some time at that right back position.
When he was with Monaco, we saw him play right back frequently out there. Yep.
And then in the midfield, Wallace and Fred also available for Brazil. But to this point, no changes. That might change here. Again, in a friendly, if Danilo is hurt enough to seek medical attention, why risk it?
This is a game that Douglas Costa would love, because Tagliafico, there's no way he can keep up with Douglas Costa on that right side. Costa would have himself one fantastic match down that right side, crossing in one-on-one against Tagliafico.
It's a bit of a concern, judging by the reaction of Danilo. He will have to exit since the treatment came on, but will it be for good? Just moments ago saw Claudio Tapia. Beautiful seat that he was sitting in. Didn't look that comfortable. I think
the lazy boy they put him on.
Absolutely.
Might be a little hard. And that is some great seats there.
And they will make the switch, and it will be Fabinho. 7th appearance. And Danilo limping gingerly. Outswinger towards the spot. Glances off the back of Petzela, and Alisson scampers over. Take another look at this, because it didn't appear as though there was much contact when Danilo went down. Well, there he reaches in, and it's the ball that hits him, not the foot. And
then it rolls over.
And then as he is landing, you're right. So maybe a little twinge, just the ball tweaking the ankle, but then all of the weight comes down.
Ooh, that looks painful. That is painful right there when you roll your ankle like that.
As I've said, Manchester City using him situationally.
Yeah.
But twisted ankle might keep him out for a week or two.
You can make the argument a lot of people were not fans of Danilo when he was at Real Madrid. You can make the argument that Pep, using him at City, has made him a national team player. You can make that case. I've heard it before. Leave it up to the people watching to make that decision.
Correa making friends again. And I wonder if that one might have a little payback in the Atleti dressing room.
We'll be talking about that.
Poor ball from the Real mid. Arthur. Quieter role, not just for Arthur, but even Coutinho in the midfield. As much has gone, shall we say, coast to coast.
Yep. It is un-Brazil-like to play the long ball.
Yeah, in good position. Well, Brazil poking and probing, but unable to break through at the moment. Casemiro again. Neymar offside. Take another look. This was close. Maybe by a foot.
How about that? Neymar always putting on a show, Neymar.
Ronaldinho-like.
Yeah. The last person I've seen do that was Cuauhtemoc Blanco. Pretty good at those espaldinas as well. Ronaldinho did everything great. He played off of his ear and would look cool.
Miranda. Arthur. Felipe Luis. Like Firmino. Both got their start at the unheralded Figueirense. Moving on to bigger and better. The line. Neymar stops, starts, almost impossible to keep up with. Dances through Sarabia, but the ball stays put. Neymar's found it difficult to get past the 25-year-old right back.
Yeah. Well done by Sarabia. He got help from Batalla there. He got around Batalla, but Batalla able to kind of keep him within arm's distance there and give him a little bit of a push there, give him a little bit of contact there to help out a little bit. But I'm wondering if Neymar isn't dribbling too much in this game. We've seen Arthur with very little touches, Coutinho with some few touches as well. I'm wondering if Neymar is just trying to do too much by himself, and there's so much other talent around him as well. I think there were a couple of occasions where if he passes the ball sooner, it would open up Brazil to be more dangerous in attack. I think there's too many situations he's dribbling too much.
Nice from Icardi, dances around, but then again, in some ways, isn't that what makes him great?
Yep.
Trying to do things that others would not.
But it can hurt the team in certain situations when he holds the ball too long, and then a teammate that's open is no longer open because he held the ball too long. So he's fabulous on the ball. He's impossible to dispossess, but sometimes the timing is off as well. I mean, the great number 10s in Brazilian history, all of them could dribble and hold the ball, but they also made those great passes at the right time to set up their teammates as well. And I haven't seen that from Neymar in this game.
Well, it looks like as we hit the hour mark, there will be our first
Business. Science? कहाँ? इसको